Under the rules of a Tory leadership race, candidates bidding for the crown must be nominated by just 2 fellow Conservative MPs. If there are more than 2 hopefuls for the party reins, a series of ballots is held. The MP receiving the fewest votes is knocked out in each round until only 2 remain. They go to a runoff of the wider Conservative Party, with its estimated 124,000 members eligible to vote. The candidate who wins the most votes becomes the leader. So who are the runners and riders, what are their odds of winning, and how much of a True Blue Tory warrior are they? Boris Johnson True Blue 4/5 voted Leave odds 5-1 Prominent Brexiteer, and former Foreign Secretary Mr Johnson, 54, has been a leading voice of opposition to Mrs May's Brexit plan. The colourful Old Etonian was one of the key players in the 2017 Leave campaign and resigned from the cabinet following the Chequers summit in July. He was heavily tipped as a successor to David Cameron, but ruled himself out of the 2016 leadership contest after Michael Gove made a last-minute bid for the top job. Has lost a lot of weight and had a haircut in what many have argued is a pre-leadership bid upgrade. Sajid Javid True Blue 3/5 voted Remain odds 9-1. The Home Secretary has spent a few months warming up for a leadership bid. It's widely expected the next Tory leader will be a Brexiteer, meaning Mr Javid, 49, who backed Reman but now supports Leave, would have a real fight on his hands to win round Tory members. He took over at the Home Office after Amber Rudd was forced to quit over the Windrush scandal and has picked public fights with Mrs May on key issues like immigration and police funding. Mr Javid, the son of Pakistani bus driver, would be the first non-white Prime Minister. David Liddington True Blue 2/5 voted Remain odds 7-1. A well-liked figure among Tory MPs, at least he was until recently. Mr Liddington, 62, is the PM's effective deputy. Widely touted as the perfect figure to act as a caretaker until the Conservatives are able to pick a more political leader after some of the dust is settled. Unfortunately for him, he served as David Cameron's Europe Minister for 6 years, which has led those on the Brexiteer wing to view him sceptically. Mr Liddington has a PhD in history and once appeared on University Challenge. Michael Gove True Blue 4/5 voted Leave 5/2. The Environment Secretary had a bruising experience in the last Tory leadership race, stabbing Boris in the back before finishing third. But Mr Gove, 51, is seen as a competent performer with the media and has won plaudits, an active campaigner for environmental issues in government. He was a prominent face in the Brexit campaign, but he isn't wildly trusted by other figures on the Conservatives' eurosceptic wing. Jeremy Hunt True Blue 3/5 voted Remain odds 7-1. Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt was a prominent Remainer in the 2016 referendum. As Health Secretary, Mr Hunt, 52, fought a long battle with doctors over a new contract. The 52-year-old became Foreign Secretary in July following the resignation of Boris Johnson. He chose not to run in the 2016 leadership contest and instead gave his full support to Mrs May, saying it was not the right time to put his hat in the ring. Mr Hunt made a public shift towards euroscepticism after the referendum. Amber Rudd True Blue 2/5 voted Remain odds 25-1. Amber Rudd was previously seen as a favourite to replace Mrs May. But as the party has drifted to the right, the moderate Ms Rudd had fallen out of favour. She was forced to quit as Home Secretary during the Windrush scandal. But after eurosceptic Esther McVey quit the government, Remain supporting Ms Rudd, 55, returned to government as Work and Pensions Secretary. Liz Truss True Blue 4/5 voted Remain odds 21. The Chief Secretary of the Treasury is about as right-wing as they come when it comes to economics. The 43-year-old also loves to tell a joke and hasn't really hidden her ambition to one day hold the top job. But disappointing performances in high-profile jobs like her time as Justice Secretary has left some MPs questioning if she has what it takes for the top job. She voted to remain in the referendum, but has since said she would change her mind. Jacob Rees-Mogg True Blue 5/5 leave odds 21. Top Tory Toff Mr Rees-Mogg, 49, is a favourite of the Conservatives' heavily Leave-backing membership as chairman of the ERG. He has a decent chance of getting the party's right-wing Brexiteer vote in any contest. But his posh boy character winds up members of the public, and more importantly other Tory MPs. Previously he has said he isn't interested and might end up supporting Boris in a race. Read more latest Brexit news.